Hey crafty family, it is me, and today I'm going to show you how to do something really cool. So one of the things I'm going to show you is something that I've done like forever, and I found somebody else who does it a little different, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to show you my way, and then I'm going to, well, I mean, she does it different material, but I'm going to show you my way of how I used to do something like a while ago, because I only had, like, sometimes I would just have plain ribbon, and I got the idea because, like, I always loved, like, Indian fabrics and African fabrics and fabrics that had, like, you know, like, you could get, like, the strips of fabric that, or what is it called, the trims that have, like, all the beadwork and all that fancy stuff on it, but of course that stuff's really expensive, so I would make my own kind of stuff with, like, a silk ribbon, silk or satin ribbon. So I wanted to show you how I did that. You could take, like, regular silk ribbon, and I have it in white and purple and cream, and I have different sizes, like thicknesses. So I haven't done this in a long time, so bear with me, it's been a while. But I would take it and I would put it on a piece of wax paper over something like this, like a board. And I gotta find my scissors. So this is a good way to dress up your old ribbons that you have that, you know, maybe you don't use them very much anymore. You can do this also on, like, you know, that cheapy ribbon that's, like, stiffer. It's like the cheapy stuff, and it's kind of, like, thick like this. You could do it on that too, because that's how I started doing it, was on stuff like that, like cheapy ribbon. And then I graduated to doing it on the silky satin stuff. So I'm going to do 4 pieces, one of each of the colors and sizes I have. And it's best to do it on a light colored, you know, so if it's a color, you know, as long as it's light, this might even be a little bit dark, but it's fine. I mean, you can use lighter paints and stuff, because we're going to use paints with them. So let me get these out of my way now that I've cut 4. I used to have a really long board that I would do so I can do a longer piece, but I don't have that board anymore. That was a long time ago. So I've only got this right now, so we're just going to do shorter pieces. But these come out really nice to use on projects and stuff when you need something, like either to close a journal or to use as trim, or what do I do with the clip? I lost my clip. Let me grab another one. But yeah, they're nice for, you know, you can make it shabby chic to go with your shabby chic kind of style, which is how I used to do it a lot of times. So now I'm going to tape each one underneath of here. So let me move that. I could do 2 with 1 piece of tape. Or maybe I'll spread them out a little bit in case I want to do them different. Sorry, weird camera angle right now. I have the wax paper taped over top of the board so that they don't stick. And I'm using just masking tape to, I'm going to put it on my lap, it's easier. Masking tape to hold it to the back. And then flip it over. And you want to pull it quite tight so that it stays put. What did I end up doing? Cutting that one too short? Yep. Figures. That's alright. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to pick out some paint colors that would go with you know, whether you want to do each individual one differently or basically kind of do them all the same. And I'm going to kind of do them all the same. So I'm going to pick out some paints. I'll do some like darker colors on the dark purple maybe. And you could do some metallic colors, look really pretty. But you want to make sure they're colors that are going to show up. So like if you use a really pale pink, you're probably not going to show up as well. But if you use like a little bit darker pink, it'll show up better. Where's my metallic purple? I'm always losing my metallic purple. There it is. I don't have very much left of that. Or do I have another one? Sometimes I'll buy a couple of them because they're usually on sale really cheap. You know, or you can get them for like $1.50 and I'll pick up 2. Here's some metallic green. I like to have metallics. You don't have to have metallics. It's definitely not a requirement, but I really like the metallic paints, as you know. If you watch my videos, you know I like metallic paints. Okay, let me put these back and then find some other colors. I could have gotten these out beforehand, but of course I did not. These are, that's like a pink color. I don't know, they're like the same, I guess. That'll probably work. Alright, and then we've got some blue, some other blue, some other blue. Alright, that's good. Now you can do it in like a grungy look by doing it on like, doing it with like browns and coppers and stuff like that. But I'm kind of going for just a whatever, you know, nothing specific really. I think I'm just going to play around. I've got this to put my paint on. And then you're also going to need some stencils and some stamps. So I'm going to start with the paint through stencils. And you want to use like stencils that have small patterns. Like something like this. That is okay. It might be better on like the bigger one. But like this one's got small holes. This one's got small patterns. Ones with small patterns work best. I've got this one out for the little stars. And this one's got hearts and different things and a piece of my hair. It wouldn't be a craft video if there wasn't my hair all over the place. And then you're going to use a makeup sponge. Now back in the day when I did it, I used to use a dabber. Wow, I always get the hiccups when I start a video. What's that about? Back in the day I used one of those dabber things and they're okay, but I found makeup sponges work better more recently. So you're just going to start by picking a color and going to town basically. So on the purple one, I'm just going to do blues and darker purple. And then on the rest of them, which I probably should have had this one over here, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. And the rest of them I'm going to do like pinks and blues. So I don't know if you could see, but my paint's over to the left of me. And I'm going to start with one stencil at a time. And you want to hold your stencil because it's slippery on the material. And you just want to dab your paints on. And sometimes, I mean, it's kind of a mixed media look, so don't expect like perfection or anything like that. I mean, you're not really looking for perfection. Oh, one of my things broke. Oh no, it didn't. It's just, it just went underneath of the ribbon. Now, put some more paint down. I thought, this is like my favorite stencil. I love this stencil. And I thought it broke. I'm so happy it didn't break. Alright, and then I'm going to move it down and see how cute that is. And now, you will notice that you don't get as crisp of a line because your paint will kind of bleed. I did note, I always, you know, that was no big deal to me, but if that annoys you, then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Because it just does that. Because it, you know, it's paint, so it's liquidy and it can bleed. So just keep that in mind. It's never going to be like a perfect stenciled design because you're going to have some bleeding from it soaking into the fabric a little bit. But that's okay. I'm going to do a little bit down here. This can be a messy craft to do. But the end result is really fun. I've had this on my list of videos to make forever and a day. Let's see. Got some pink left. Maybe I'll use it up on here or something. Alright, now I'm going to clean off my stencil. I'll fast forward through any of the parts where I'm doing any cleaning. Okay, I had to go clean my stencil. This one's hard to clean. What I wish is, this is one of my favorite stencils, but it was done kind of cheaply, and it's so thin that these little things are always flipping up and they're like bending. So yeah, whatever company made this, I don't remember, but I wish they would have made it out of a better material because I really love that stencil, but it's getting harder and harder to clean it because it's kind of getting ruined. Okay, like this would have been a little bit better of a thickness. So now I'm going to do the purple one. Let me see, make sure what I want to do. Yeah. Maybe I'll do some little squares, and I'll do them in the darker purple. Oh, I've got these little flowers too. They would be cute, but I'll stick to the squares. And I can't get to my paint. That's not helpful. Maybe I'll do some dots. And I lost my basin so that I could easily just pop my stencils into the basin and clean them later. Unfortunately, I have no clue where the hell that went. I don't know if Chris used it for something and didn't put it back, but it's completely disappeared. So I'm having to get up and clean my stencils instead, which I hate doing. This one I might be able to clean with a baby wipe because I only used it a little bit. So I will give that a try. So I don't like letting them get full of paint, and some people do, but then eventually, as it gets more and more caked with paint, what ends up happening is the paint starts to flake off on their projects because they didn't clean the paint off. And yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't want to have to deal with that later. I'd rather take the time to clean them now. Okay, so then we've got pink and we've got some purple, and now we're going to put some, metallics have a tendency of being not as opaque as other paints, so when you do metallics you got to be careful because sometimes they're not as opaque. Ugh, couldn't get the top off of it. And I'm running out of sponges. So let's see. Let's do some, we could do some we can do some little like animal prints. That would be cute. Animal prints. So yeah, this is going to be a much lighter color. Much lighter, but it's okay on the lighter ones. I'm just not sure how it's going to show up on there, but we're going to give it a try and see. It might show up okay. Yeah, I think it will. It'll be subtle, but it'll be fine. And you don't want to, because we're going to be stamping on it as well, you don't want to use like really dark. So you want to find like an in-between happy medium. I mean, unless you want to use black, and not do the stamping, that's fine. You can do that too. Maybe I'll do this one on these two and then do something different on the other ones. Okay, I should be able to clean that with my stencil. I don't know when this stencil got broke, but at some point it broke. It doesn't seem like it would be that easy to break it, but apparently it was. Okay, these I'll stick in water so they don't get hard, because you can clean them really easily if you don't let them get hard in the first place. I'm running low on these. I know I have more somewhere of these makeup sponges. They're somewhere. Just don't know where. Let's see. What else have we got? I've got some of these pictographs, which is a Patty Tally Parish. Can't say that fast enough. Patty Tally Parish stencil. I thought these would work pretty well. Just put a row of them on the thing, and maybe I'll do that in gold. Why not? Okay, my paint is clogged. Whew. I just spilled it all over the place. Smooth move, X-Lex. Smooth move. I'm a hot mess over here today. I haven't been feeling very well, but I was waiting for like when I would feel well enough, just enough time to do this, because I've been wanting to do it for so long. This one, that's the one I'm doing it. Let's see. I've been waiting so long to do a video, and especially this one. I've had it on my mind for like weeks. Cute. Cutesy, cutesy. And need a baby wipe, clean it off. And then we can do that one. We can still use gold. Maybe we'll use this cool stencil. Looks like a fishnet stocking. I like it. I like it. And that's all that matters. Okay, so now we can hit this with the heat gun for a few minutes and get these. You want to be careful that you don't melt them, so you don't want to hold the heat gun very close, because I've burnt them before. So now I'm going to heat them a little bit, make sure they're dry. Okay. Alright, I'm going to set these paints back here a little bit. I've got paint all over my fingers. Okay. Now, these are pretty dry, I think. I think the gold is still a little damp. Okay. Now we're going to get out some StazOn or archival ink, and we're going to stamp. Now, I don't remember what I used to stamp. It was either StazOn when I would stamp. I don't remember what worked really well, because some of the ink bleeds more than others. So I'm going to take a test piece because I don't remember. I can't for the life of me remember what I used. Where is my extra pieces? Oh, here they are. So I'm just going to take a test piece, and we're going to try a couple different inks. And I'm going to try to remember, because I know some of them bled more than others. So I'm going to take this stamp, and we'll start with StazOn, because I remember using colored inks sometimes. So, but back then I don't think I had StazOn in colors. Yeah, StazOn was fine. Let's try like VersaFine and then a Distress ink, because I've got them all right here. And we'll see. Whoa, let's flip it over. Okay, VersaFine is good, but it takes a second. It might bleed. You don't want to like leave your stamp on there for a long period of time. So it's bleeding a little bit, but not enough to be like, oh, can't use that. Ooh, that was awful noise. Let's use the Distress ink and see how that holds up. See, I like the VersaFine the best. Yeah, that's fine too. StazOn had the least bleeding, but I don't mind. I mean, that's not enough bleeding to even worry about. So I guess you could pretty much use anything. I don't know what ink I use. I can't seem to remember. But there was an ink I was using and it was bleeding like mad. It might have been whatever, you know what? It might have been a different material I was not using, not this. So that could be very possible. Let's try this like cheapy Studio G ink just so you guys know. That works too. So I can use that on the purple. Yeah, see, look what's happening to the Distress ink. See, that's really starting to bleed. So VersaFine seems okay. Maybe if you hit it with the heat gun right after you stamp it. I don't know what ink I was using, but it bled really bad. Where's my thing? There it is. See, because that's the Distress ink. That's the VersaFine, that's the StazOn, and that's the Studio G. That seems to be fine. I'm going to give it a second. I'm just going to keep stamping with random ink. And it might have been Distress ink, but I don't know if I had Distress ink back then. Can't remember. Let's try this purple. It might have just been my cheapy inks that I had. Like, I don't care if it comes up faint. Like, I don't care about that. I just don't want it to be like that, where it was bleeding like crazy, which is what the inks were doing that I had. But I don't remember them being Distress inks at all. Like, here's another Distress ink. Let's use this one. Because it's here. Why not? Let's see if it bleeds as bad as the black. Probably will. Yeah, I can tell already it's bleeding. The other ones are fine. It seems like maybe it was Distress ink that I used. I don't know. Let me try the Brilliance inks because I really want to use these, but I have a feeling they might bleed too. You just got to play around, take a test piece, and test your inks and see which one works, and go from there, because they all bleed a little bit. Yeah, see, there's the Distress and there's the Distress, and they're bleeding the most. These cheaper ones, the Brilliance ones, the StazOn, and even the VersaFine just bleeds ever so slightly, but not enough to worry about. So, okay. So that's a good test to know. I'm not going to use any Distress ink then. Maybe it was Distress ink. I can't remember. I just remember one of them bled like that. So it must have been Distress ink. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So now, hello, get off of there. Now we're going to, do our stamping, and I'm going to use this one a little bit on the... Now you can make this as shabby chic. I'm kind of going for like a colorful, just fun, but I thought I was going to go shabby chic, and then I realized I wanted to do this like brighter pink, but if I would have done like this light blue and a lighter pink, then that would have been more shabby chic. But so now you can just randomly stamp on your, see, like now I can throw some purple on there. Okay. This is more now like a boho, I guess, would be considered, maybe. I don't know. I don't know all the terms for everything. Is this a pink? Let's test it on a piece of paper and find out. It's kind of a pink. It'll work. It won't show up on the purple very well, but it'll show up like there. Since we've got swirls going on, I can even add some in like that. Okay. Now okay, my battery died. Sorry. I had to change my battery. Okay, what was I looking for again? I don't remember. Maybe a blue. Where's that teal at? I think I want to use that. I can't find it. It's ocean. What does that look like? No, I really want the teal. There it is. It was hiding. And then I've got these little flowers. Ooh, I've got music notes. Let's do the music notes. Cute. Okay. And I've got the flowers. I don't know what I want to do those in. Maybe, no. It has to be something that's going to show up. Maybe this blue color. We can try it. Like, and it's nice when they're kind of faded into the background a little bit. So that's why I said, like, it doesn't really matter if they're super open. Oh my god, the battery was dead again, which is like just ridiculous because it said full battery when I put it in. Seriously, this camera does not know how to judge what a full battery is, apparently. It thinks a full battery is an empty battery. Alright, now we're going to do the black last, because the black can go over everything else. And I will probably do a scripty stamp, and maybe this one. I've got this scripty stamp, which I really like. And now I've got a block to put it on. Thanks to Janet. Thank you, Janet. Okay, so we're going to use Stays On, or actually Versafine. How did that Versafine hold up over a few minutes? Yeah, that's the Versafine, so it's nice and dark. So I'm just going to do the top section at a time, so not to make a big mess. How cool is that? And you don't have to do it straight, you can do it crooked. Any which way you want. You don't have to be able to read the text. Okay, good enough. Like one of the things that I like to do that's really pretty when you just want to do like a subtle kind of shabby chic ribbon is to do like a tone on tone like I did with the purple on the purple, 2 different purples together on the whole thing, and then do like a script stamp on it is really pretty. You could do like a script stamp in white if you have white ink, which I actually do. So maybe I'll do one more on like this one after we're done here, and I'll do the I'll do one of the like kind of shabby chic ones, because that's what I used to do and it always came out so pretty. So now I want to use this stamp, or do I want to use this one? Maybe it's a little both. Little of both. Because you're just doing basically a kind of mixed media stamp, or, you know, mixed media ribbon. It's not really meant to be visible completely and all that good stuff. And even if you stamp a couple times, that works better sometimes. And it just comes out really cute, especially if you wrap it around, you know, you can wrap it around a present, wrap it around you know, your project, whatever you want to use it to wrap around a card, in your journals. Use it as your closure for your journals. That's a really cute idea. Let me get my smaller block. And we can do a few of these. Ooh, I really like this stamp. I haven't used it yet. I mean, I'm kind of going crazy with it, but you know, you can do as little or as much as you want. So, okay, so that's good. I'm done with all my stamping and all that stuff. Finished, complete. I'm going to run the heat gun over it. Okay, so now it's hard to see because you've got the background is kind of throwing you off because of the wax paper, but as you can see, it looks really cool, right? That looks really pretty. So it's easier to show it to you on a white background like that. Comes out really cool looking. Now the fun part is to add stickles, because now you can add things like gems, flat back pearls, little things to kind of glam it up a little bit. So for instance, I'm going to grab my stickles, and this makes it really fun because then you add your glitter. Now back in the day, I think when I used to do this, either I didn't have glitter glue or I had very limited glitter glue, so I would actually use glitter and sit here and glitter it. I do remember doing that. But like for instance, where it's got the little circles, well, I probably should start up there because I end up getting my arm in it. But let me get some pink. Do I have a different pink? Let's do this one. You can like, you see where you've got like the little, you don't have to do all of them, but it's kind of cool to go around and do some of your swirls and outline them. You know what I mean? To give them a little something something. But how cute is that? And I could even do like this little one. And it's like super cute. and it really dresses them up and makes them like your own. Makes them really cute. Adds a little bling to them. But you definitely want to start at the top, because I learned that lesson the hard way, because I would always want to start wherever, and then I'd end up with my hand in the glitter, in the wet glitter glue. And you want to let these fully dry, of course, before you use them, because, yeah, glitter glue is sticky, and you'll smear it and end up with a big hot mess. Also, you can use puffy paint, like fabric paint. You can use fabric paint. I don't plan on washing these, so I didn't need fabric paint, but you can use the 3-dimensional paint. So, and that I think is what I started around that time, was when I did these. It was around the time that I had like a lot of 3-dimensional paints. And what I would do is I would put glitter on some and then 3-dimensional paint in the same color on others, but I don't really have any 3-dimensional paints. Like these are what I'm talking about, the scribbles, 3-dimensional paint. I don't really have any left, but like 1 or 2. I think I have this one and like, don't I have one more? Yeah, here we go. This was my favorite. This is a glittering 3-dimensional tape or paint. So for instance, I could like, and Stickles is kind of 3-dimensional, so I mean, that's fine. But if you didn't want glitter, you can use the 3-dimensional paint. This one's not coming out very well. I do have something else that might work also. Why is this jammed? It feels like it's jammed. I've never had that one get jammed before. And this one will dry clear with a crystally glitter. It's really pretty, actually. It's my favorite glitter paint. It just starts off as white. But yeah, so you can go through and glitter what you want, and I'm trying to think. Somebody gave me, and I'm trying to think of where they are, and I've never really used them, and I want to see if they would work, and I bet you they would, because I don't, like I said, I don't have my dimensional paints anymore. I actually got rid of a lot of them before I moved to Tennessee. Let me see if I can find these other paints that were given to me. Oh wait, here they are. Are these them? Oh no, I did. Wait a minute. I do have fabric paints. Okay. Okay, I do have these. I do have these. I do have these. Okay. Sweet. I do have these. Some of them are glittery too. Dimensional fabric paint. Sweet. Okay. Cool. See, so now this one's like a pearlescent. It's not as much glitter as it is like a pearly. So now I can do like, ooh, and it's the perfect color too. So I can do like some of them in this color, some of them in the other color. And if you go to like Walmart, you can get fabric paint or these dimensional paints like really cheap. They're not expensive. They're like $1 or something a piece. And you can use those. Or Joann's has them. Just use your coupons. But yeah, it's definitely worth getting a few of these. You don't need every color under the rainbow like I have, but you can get, you know, get yourself a pack of, you know, 5 or 6 colors, and then use your stickles or just use glitter. But it really makes a difference when you add some of this stuff. You don't even have to go in the right direction of what you're doing. It don't matter. But it kind of gives it a little extra kick to add this. So that's really cute. And then I even have black glitter, or I can use my clear glitter, which is my new favorite, is this one that I got. This one with like a diamond. And so I can go over these little diamonds sporadically with this one, because it dries kind of clear. So you can like really go all out, and I love to deck them out. It's a lot of fun. And then you can add like sequins, you can glue them. And what I used to do back in the day when I did this, I would take the sequins, like let me see, I'm not going to do it, but I would make a puddle of the three-dimensional glue or the glitter glue or whatever, make a little puddle and then push the sequin into it. And that's how I basically attached sequins. That's how I did it all the time. Like even when I did, like, my mom had a lot of three-dimensional paints, which is how I ended up with three-dimensional paints, because she used to work on sweatshirts, and she would do like, take the three-dimensional paint and paint like over, she would put an iron-on transfer onto a sweatshirt. She made us all sweatshirts when we were younger. And she would take a, you know, iron-on transfer, put it on the sweatshirt, and then she'd outline the thing in three-dimensional paints, like add something to it, like glitter and different things. And so whenever she wanted to add like a sequin or a gem or something, she would put like a dollop of the three-dimensional paint or the glitter paint, and then stick the sequin or the gem inside of it and kind of let it push out the sides a little bit. So that's where I learned that from. So yeah, look how cute. And I can even like outline the little music note. And if you'd like, if you don't have a lot of stamping, you don't have to use the stamping. If you have some fabric paints, you can just go right over and just do like, just draw little swirls. You don't have to follow your stamps. Like over here on this one, I might do some, yeah, maybe I'll just do some more pink dimensional, which I really like the color because it goes really well. So it's a lot of fun to do these. This is something you can definitely do with your kids too. And then they can use them, like you can do the thinner, and use them as bow ties in their hair, or, you know, you can make like a belt out of this and have like a cute sassy belt for her jeans, or, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff with them. There is no limits, just your imagination. Okay, so I definitely want to do like that one. To me is done, and I'll let it dry and I'll show you guys in the end what it looks like. But it's super glittery and really pretty. I'm going to do one more that I'm going to do in, I'm going to put this down over here. Then I'm going to do like a vintagey shabby chic look, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll do it in this over here. I'll do a piece here so that if you want to do like an actual shabby chic look, you can. I'll just do it on my glass mat. No room. I'm running out of room. Oh, it's not going to stick on this, is it? It's not going to want to stick. It's going to want to be a jackass and not stick for me. Alright, we're going to have to stick it on the glass. You know what? I'll do it this way so I can do the whole thing pretty much. And then on the ends of your thing, you're going to want to take a lighter to it, you know, to melt the ends. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so this one is a white one, and what I'll do is a nice pale pink, like a kind of a shabby pink color. Like for this one, you want to use like a background stamp. And I've got, oh, we're going to do stencil first, duh. Where's my brain going? Brain don't work. So let's see what I got here. So I think for this one, I think I'm just going to do these dots all the way down in pink. Wait a minute, I might have something already pulled out because I don't want to have to pull out something else. I'm wondering if this would work. Yeah, I can do that. I can do it. Now I'm going to find a pale pink. Like I have a very vintagey pink. I just need to find it. See how old this bottle of paint is? Like seriously, I wonder if it has a date on it. It's literally got to be 20, 25 years old and it still works. It just needs to be shaken up. Shocking. Makeup sponge that I'm running out of. But I know I have more brand new ones somewhere. I just know it. You know how it is. I lose everything. No, I really don't lose everything. It's the fact that I put things away and then I forget where I put them. That's what happens. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try to... I wish this was straight. It's like a curved pattern. You can't see it. See it on here? Maybe I should zoom you in a little bit. That might help. Okay, a little bit. Not too much, because then I lose track of where I'm at. I wish it was straight. That would be like a border. That would be pretty, because I would like to do this one. I don't know how well it's going to show up or work for me, but we're going to give it a try. And I'm using this dirty pink. Hopefully it works well, otherwise it's just going to look weird. You can also use lace as a stencil. If you have like a lace, oh that's pretty. If you have like a lace that has decent holes in it, you can actually use it as a stencil. I've done that before. So that'll work. I would have rather have done it on the cream colored, actually, the cream colored lace, but, or ribbon. Cream colored ribbon works better for shabby chic looking stuff. So that would actually have been better. But, you know, I didn't think fast enough on that. So we'll just go with what we got right here. Because I do have cream colored somewhere. Did I do a cream colored before? I don't remember. I might have. Okay, I'll do a little bit over here. Okay, good, good. Let me clean this off. Yeah, I have a lot of stencils. The problem is, until I move, they're in like a very inconvenient place, so I don't get them out very often. Not my big ones, anyway. I have a lot of 12 by 12 stencils that I got from the artist program, the Deco Arts program thing. Unfortunately, they're kind of like in a weird place, kind of. Alright, I'm going to dry this real quick. Okay. So, like, before I was stenciling with several different colors, but for like a shabby chic, and like I said, if it was a cream color, it would be better. And you could dye it too with walnut stain. You can water down some walnut stain and actually dye your ribbon so you can actually make a shabby chic. So that is a possibility as well. Now for stamping with this, I am going to see if I have my one script stamp that I like. Otherwise I'll use the other one that I was using. It's fine. But I'm not going to be using... Let me go grab an ink that I want. It's sitting right in front of my face. And the way my inks are stored right now, they're all jumbled. Not jumbled, but they're like stacked up. They're just tight in this one area. Okay, so this is my favorite gingerbread in the bigger form. I had mentioned that I had the bigger one because I always use that little one, the little teardrop. And I always say, well, I have it in the bigger one. It's just more convenient to use the teardrop, and it is. And then that script stamp, which disappeared now in my mess. Here it is. We'll use this one. And hopefully, let me make sure that I'm getting somewhere with this ink. Hopefully it's not dried up or anything. It shouldn't be. No, it's okay. And then when you do like, of course everything's in my way because I have no room over here. It's like crafting in a closet sometimes. Yeah. It's very, very faint, which is what I wanted. Maybe a little darker, but this will just give you an example. I probably should have done it in a darker brown. I thought this would show up a little better, but it doesn't. And it would look better on cream colored, not white. So, okay. Not the best example here, because unfortunately I was trying to just give you an example and it kind of failed. Because this ink is a little bit running out and it's not the right color. I didn't want to do black, not for shabby chic, but I should have done a darker brown, but that's okay. Because actually what I can do is I can kind of fade it out a little bit, but you know what, maybe I will. Maybe I'll fade it out and let it get all smeary and see what happens. It's only a piece of ribbon, I'm not going to dye. But it'll dye the background a little bit and like tea stain it. And I need a new baby wipe because that one's like dirty. See how it like stained it? That actually looks good. I like that. Now I can use the darker brown over top of it. And actually, I'm going to use a baby wipe. And like grunge it, shabby chic it up a little bit. There we go. Now it's not white anymore. That worked. So now you can't really see the script stamp, which is good because now I'm going to use a darker brown on it as soon as I dry it a little bit. And it does not want to stick down. Good enough. Now I've got a darker brown that I can use. There we go. This is like a little Prima. It's called Dark Rust, which that should be fine. There goes my alarm. Okay. So now this should show up. And you can use whatever stamp you want. You don't have to use a script stamp. Let's see how dark this one is on the... Yeah, that's better. You don't have to use a script stamp. You can use any other... You know, I wouldn't use like a contemporary stamp if you're like a... If you're after a shabby chic look. I would not do like swirlies or something like that. Like if you have like roses that kind of look shabby chic-ish, that could look kind of vintagey, you can do that. Or... you know, like a key and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Something that's like vintagey looking would be best. See, now this shows up much better, which I did not test if this would bleed. I did not test that, but with the Prima teardrop. So who knows? It could bleed a lot. But that's okay. It's supposed to be shabby, and if I dry it, maybe it won't bleed. Now, shabby chic isn't really necessarily very glittery when you do shabby chic, so you can choose to put some pearls on it, which I will do. You could put little pearls on it. Pearls is more of a shabby chic look than glitter. But you can add glitter. I mean, there's no rule that says you can't add glitter. But let me grab some pearls. Well, anyway, I had little gems. These are big, and I don't want to use them all up on this because I wanted to do little ones. Can't find my little ones. I had a whole bag that was given to me in Happy Meal, and I know it's over here in my drawers somewhere, but I don't feel like digging anymore for it. It's giving me a headache. So I'll just put a couple of these on. Or maybe I'll just show them like to you. I won't put them on because to me they're a little too big. I mean, I guess they're not if you use like this and just go right down the middle with them. So I guess I could do that. And I'm not going to use, I wouldn't use hot glue to put these on. I would use Fabri-Tac. because hot glue on the plastic, it'll probably end up popping off, especially if you plan on using it and tying it or putting it on something. I don't think I'd trust it with hot glue. Either E6000 or Fabri-Tac. So that's how it would look. I'm not going to put them on right now because then I have to sit there and wait for it to dry, but as you can see, it's really pretty. It's such a cute idea. Or you can do like your dimensional paint. That's an idea too. I could do that. You could take like a color that wasn't too bright. Like I love the champagne gold. I love these. They're my favorite color. They're so nice and shabby looking, which is why I hoard these, because I love them so much to use on journals and stuff. But you can take like, I have like an antique, it's called mercury glass, and this is like the closest color to this, and I can just do little dollops of it. So I could do that. Let me see what I got in here too, because these are mostly bright colors, I think. Yeah, they're mostly bright colors. But that would be a good idea. I can do like little dots of this, because I love this stuff. So I can just do little dollops here and there on this, and that would be cute because it looks like a very vintagey look. It's a very vintage looking glitter. So that's even better than the pearl idea. So if you don't have stickles, you can just use glitter. Take a little dollop of white glue and then take your glitter and sprinkle it on. And you want to let it dry like a good few hours before you touch it or pull it off of your thing, just to make sure that it's completely dry. Come on. Come on. There you go. Cute. Isn't that cute? Really cute. Very vintagey pretty. So that is a lot of fun. And I think what I'm going to do is break this up into a two-part video since it's kind of long already and I've got to already do my batteries. So because there's another part to this, I'm going to show you how to do something with fabric that is very similar that I learned from somebody else. So I'm going to do that in part 2. So I hope you enjoyed this because it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like, it's almost like doing washi tape except you're doing ribbon. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. And it's a great way to get out those old ribbons that you don't use anymore, that are just sitting in your closet and they're just like, please use me. So get them out and breathe some new life into them and, you know, make something beautiful. You can make, you know, a shabby chic style, or you can go get funky and do like a really fun, funky style and use it on your junk journals. You know, make them the colors of your journals or whatever you're working on. It's a lot of fun. So you can do several different styles, and yeah. So stay tuned for part 2, which is going to be, I'm going to try to get them up like close to each other, so by the time part 1 is up and you're done watching it, then hopefully part 2 will be up or shortly after that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and actually I will link part 2 on the screen itself. I'm trying to think, it'll be on the screen to the right. and it'll say part 2, so it should bring you right to part 2. So this way you can click on that and go right to part 2. You can also, if you look to the right, or maybe it's right to the left, I can't remember, but you'll see the little boxes popping up soon, and one of them will be for my GoFundMe, so you can check out my GoFundMe account, and if you're able to donate, fantastic. I really appreciate it because I'm out of work due to being sick right now with Crohn's disease. So if you're able to donate, great. If you can't donate, maybe you could share the link on your social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. It would really help me out a lot. And also, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, and also the bell icon next to it, so that you get notifications of my new videos that come out and my live streams. So this way you know when I'm doing a live stream. The next live stream is going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Mixed Media Mashup. So hopefully I'm going to have this video up before then, so I don't sound like a giant jerk that just said it was going to be on Tuesday. Tuesday the 21st of February. If for some reason this goes up after that, then it already happened. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes me to edit and finish the second part. So yeah, so make sure you do what you love and love what you do, and be nice to people, and give me a like if you like this video. I would appreciate a thumbs up, and yeah, have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!